If you're going to do glue ups, and who doesn't, you're going to have to deal with squeeze out. Now, if you don't have squeeze out from your glue ups, it means you haven't put enough glue on. But cleaning up that squeeze out can be a problem. Now, some woodworkers say clean off the glue with a damp cloth before the glue has time to dry, but that pushes glue into the pores of the wood and can give you finishing problems. So the other option is to wait until the glue dries and clean it up, usually with a chisel. That'll work, but it's not easy. The chisel tends to try and ride over the little bumps of glue, and putting pressure on it to get it down gives the risk of having the corners of the chisel dig into the wood. Now, if you manage to do it before the glue really dries fully, yeah, that'll work, but it's not easy. Our ergonomic glue remover has been created just for this problem. Rather than try and struggle with a chisel, you can take this tool and just run it across the seam where that glue is, and it's going to very neatly and easily remove that glue. Sometimes you can get in one pass, sometimes like this time, I've got to take a second pass and it cleans it right up. What's interesting is that as I'm doing this, I'm sometimes getting a little bit of wood along with my glue. And what that means is that my boards were a little bit uneven. And that little bit of unevenness is also being cleaned up by the tool, just like it would be with a plane. I end up with a glue line that's clean, without glue, flat, and smooth. Perfect option. So the tool consists of two pieces. It's the handle and the blade. And the blade is held on by 3 rare earth magnets. Holds it very, very firmly, very securely. But the great part is, unlike regular planes, the whole sole of the tool is flat and even, and the blade is part of the sole. So the blade is sitting flat to the wood. That keeps it from digging in, that keeps us from making mistakes, that keeps us from messing up our project with a plane if we try to do the same thing with the plane. Okay, so we've used our glue removal tool for a flat surface, and the same idea would work for an exterior of a corner, like a butt joint like this. But what about the inside corner? That's a little more challenging. Well, we can use it for that as well too. What I recommend is, instead of a paring action, that we actually push it right into the glue joint. There we go, it's coming now. But it works. If not harder, because there's more chance of that chisel digging in. So here's our glue that was in there. And we're left with a nice clean interior corner here. So we can do exterior, interior, flat, pretty much anywhere that you can fit the tool that you've got glue. The easy blade removal also makes it very easy to sharpen the blade. This works ideally sharpening it with the Sonnery sharpening jig. Just remove the blade. Of course, you want the angle set properly. Put it in there and sharpen it just like you would a plain blade. It's set to the same angle as a plain blade, and if you desire, you can do that micro bevel. You know, the blade comes from the factory ground at 25 degrees, and some people will do a 30-degree micro bevel. That's great, okay? We do recommend honing your blade before using it. The blade has been factory ground, but ground and honed aren't the same thing. You'll get a sharper blade by honing it before you use it. The fact that the blade is flush with the surface of the workpiece also makes this an ideal tool for paring. Like, I've got a dowel here from, say, if it was a dowel joint, it's really easy to pare this off using this tool, even though that's not really what it was created for. Very, very low risk of digging into the wood, as you can sometimes have happen with a chisel. And I've got literally cut across the end of that dowel, got an almost perfect circle, and my end of my dowel is now flush with the surface of the wood. Great additional use. So whether you're cleaning glue up or cleaning up a joint where you need to do some paring, the same tool does the job. This is a rather unique tool. Nobody else has come up with this. This is our own design, and we're sure that this is going to do for you just what it does for me.